like the power of Bitcoin, what it does in the real world for the communities. Still early, right? We have the chance to change the world, and El Salvador really can be the example that other countries will follow soon.
For sure. The advice we learn about Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
Bienvenido a Bitcoin Podcast El Salvador, les saluda Wally. Los encontramos en Hong Kong y les tengo a alguien especial, quiero que conozcan. All right, bro. So, first, what's your name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy. And what's your profession?
I'm a teacher. So I'm a high school teacher. I teach physical health education, so it means like sports and fitness.
Okay. How long you been a teacher for?
It's my 6th year now.
Okay. And where are you from?
Originally from Canada, so Vancouver. I did my university, my teaching education there. So I taught 3 years in Canada before coming over, and now into my 3rd year teaching here in Hong Kong.
So you were teaching 3 years in Canada, 3 years in Hong Kong now, 6 years in total. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. And what brought you to Hong Kong?
Just a different lifestyle, job opportunities, wanting to try something different. So when I first decided I wanted to leave Canada, I applied to different schools, basically all over the world. But this was just an exciting opportunity. Like Hong Kong has so much to offer in terms of like lifestyles, good economic opportunities, but also a great chance just to push myself and to try something new, to become more independent for myself and take care of myself.
Nice. It's working out great, right?
Yeah. So far, so good.
So far, so good. So let's talk about Bitcoin. What do you know about Bitcoin? How did you get to know about Bitcoin?
Yeah, I think like many of us, you kind of stumble on it through the internet. You're just researching things, like you want to try it and make money. You're trying to think of what's your next investment. What are the things that you want to achieve in life? I kind of found Bitcoin a bit randomly through different YouTube videos, podcasts, people on Twitter. And as the saying goes, you just go down this rabbit hole where you start asking all these questions about, centralization and what is money and where does it come from. You work so hard to try and get money, and all of a sudden you hear people tell you that Bitcoin is this new form of money. So that is what really piqued my curiosity.
So have you heard of Mi Primer Bitcoin?
Yeah. So when I heard about Mi Primer Bitcoin, it was basically exactly what I was looking for. I was doing Bitcoin education, so I was kind of like maybe taking things that I've heard from other people on the YouTube videos, the podcasts, and Twitter, and trying to teach about that. But as a teacher, I'm someone who likes lesson plans. I like unit plans. I like to see there's a curriculum, right? And when I found the diploma program at Mi Primer Bitcoin, it was like, wow, there it is. There's an actual textbook, a workbook that you can put in front of students that has real life examples like videos, games, activities. And for me, that's the number one thing that I've noticed that students like. They don't like just listening to people, they like doing things, building things, interacting with it. So that's why I discovered Mi Primer Bitcoin.
You as a teacher, 6 years experience, 3 years in Canada, 3 years in Hong Kong. What's your personal opinion, not just of, you gave your opinion of Mi Primer Bitcoin, but you read the curriculum. What's your opinion about the curriculum, the diploma? What is your honest opinion?
Yeah, I think it's a really good place to start for kids, right? It might not hit every single thing, but like even as people in Bitcoin for a few years now, we still don't know everything about it, right? And I think sometimes when you think of Bitcoin and how many different areas of the world and society it touches, it can be a bit intimidating, and sometimes that scares people into trying to learn it about for the first time. So you need to have something that's compact, easy, and simple that I could teach a student, I could teach my best friend, I could teach my parents, my grandparents, and inside of that curriculum, there's something for everybody.
Are you gonna start teaching Mi Primer Bitcoin, the diploma here in Hong Kong?
Yeah, that's the plan. So I started doing a Bitcoin education last year. Again, was looking for that curriculum. This year, I'm trying to roll it out with some of my students. Again, so one of the barriers that I found is just finding the time within the school day, right? Some of the kids are so busy, they have so many different lessons, and then after school they have, let's say, their sports or their tutors, or they want to have time to be kids, right? So that is a barrier for me, but it's something that I could offer at lunchtime. So have kids come into my classroom, right? They can eat with their friends, they still socialize, it's a time for them still to rest, but also just to learn something as well. So yeah, my plan is I have a couple of interested students who also are really curious about Bitcoin, and they want to help the teachers as well. So I'm kind of working with them right now to train them how to teach about Bitcoin. And then my goal will be definitely to teach the diploma program here in Hong Kong by the end of the year.
You had a chance to give Salvadorian people an advice, right? Knowing Bitcoin, you're a professor, you lived in Canada, now you're living in Hong Kong. What would be an advice that you would give Salvadorian people?
You guys are early. You're early. You're lucky to have the Me for Me Bitcoin team doing education. We're looking at teachers, like regular school teachers like myself, now being trained on this, right? And I would love to go through that training myself. Like the Bitcoin education that I had was all just through independent research on myself, right? I'm watching videos, reading things, reading books, but to have someone to teach you about that is really amazing. So I think for all the El Salvadorians, the people who are now seeing like the power of Bitcoin, what it does in the real world for the communities, like to really say that it's unique, right? It's not happening in all places of the world. And I know it might not necessarily feel real at the moment, or it's still early, right? We have the chance to change the world, and El Salvador really can be the example that other countries will follow soon.
For sure. So the advice, we learn about Bitcoin, right?
Yeah,
because
learn.
at the end of the day, as a Salvadorian person, we are early. And the thing is that a lot of Salvadorians don't see it yet.
It's okay to be a bit defensive at first, right? Don't just trust one of us and be like, okay, I'll put my whole life savings into it, right? You have to take the time to educate yourself. Talk to more than one person. The idea of Bitcoin is like self-sovereignty, ownership, take responsibility. So you have to work on educating yourself, not just trusting other people. So educate yourself, and then you decide what's the right allocation for you. Maybe it's a couple dollars at first, maybe it's $100, right? Everybody's different, so nobody's trying to force this upon you, because it's just something that you can use when you want to, when you're ready and when you feel comfortable.
I appreciate you, man, because all those words are perfect. That's exactly what Bitcoin is. And I appreciate your time, bro, and I appreciate everything. We're in Hong Kong. I enjoy everything. I enjoy this conversation with you. Thank you, bro. You have anything else you want to say?
No, I'm just, super grateful for the Meet for Me Bitcoin for coming to Hong Kong. I love when I get to meet Bitcoiners in real life. And yeah, keep up the good work. You guys are doing awesome. And hopefully I'll come to El Salvador at some point.
You have to come, bro. You have to come.
Yeah.
Next video, we're going to do it in El Salvador.
Love it. That's great.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate everything about you, bro.
Thank you all.
Easy peasy, lemon.